How are you feeling?
Excited.
Excited? Yes. How you feeling, Mama? She's loving it. She's doing it great. She's feeling fabulous.
Yes. God gave me the strength.
Yes, he did. He didn't put you anything he knows you can't go through.
It just does not understand that he cannot pull the squatter right.
How you feeling? Dude.
Are we 12 or 13 hours?
13, because we're almost at 5. Yes, your 4 centimeters dilated.
I'm doing great right now. Your mom, not so much.
No. Your mom's doing amazing. She's killing it. But buddy, you're giving her quite a hard time.
You're starving her.
Stressing me out, no.
I didn't want to put any makeup on because I know exactly how this video is going to go. Hello, my beautsomes. It's been 4 years. There's so much that I have to update you guys on, but this is my birth story. March 20th, my son was born. On March 18th was his due date. March 19th at 4 in the morning, I woke up. I was super restless. Like, I had the worst sleep that I could have ever had. I ended up running a bath because I just did not feel good. It was for like 25 minutes. I went back and forth of vomiting, and then of course the other aspect that came out of another hole. I woke up my husband. I was like, I just don't feel good, and explained to him how I was feeling. Sat on the toilet and immediately I said, you need to get up off the toilet now. I have to poop. I sat on the toilet and I did my business. Immediately I felt a pop. I got up. I still kept leaking. I looked at it. Definitely something that you can tell is amniotic fluid. I went into the shower and I still was leaking. I looked at my husband and I was like, look, like, it's just not stopping. I put on a diaper, and the rule of thumb that was given to me was if you can soak a pad or a diaper, then that means you are in labor. Your water broke. I gave it an hour because I didn't want to freak out. I didn't want to do anything out of the ordinary. It was just going and going and going. At that point, I knew for sure I was in labor. For months on end, I prepared up and down for this moment. I was on that yoga ball religiously. I bought all the things that I could have possibly bought for a labor. Help me through it because I wanted to go through a natural labor. I did not want epidural. Just knowing the risks and the side effects of it, that was the one thing that I was terrified of. I bought a TENS machine, a heating pad. I've written my cards down. Even got like this partner card pack. So that way, my husband could help me. My husband was looking at videos, and me and him were going through like the different positions that you can do to help each other go through labor, and I was looking into water and all that good kind of stuff. Came up with a whole birth plan. It was so crazy because there was a separate part to this paper that talked about C-section. I completely grabbed it and I scrapped it. I just wanted to labor at home as long as possible. When it got into like an hour in, the Holy Spirit was just really putting it on me. Just go to the hospital. I went to get my amniotic fluid checked and it was confirmed. I had to get admitted. I changed into everything that I did, went into the room. My OB was so beautiful. She came in with this like little goodie bag with a baby shirt in it and a homemade bracelet that she made. Fast forward, it was 4 hours later and I was still at 1 centimeter dilated, so I ended up taking this like little tablet that dissolves in your mouth and it's supposed to help with contractions. Still, hours later, nothing changed. It was like 14 hours in at this point. I could not do it anymore. I was like, I can't do it anymore. I don't know how much longer this is gonna go. I don't want to be in pain for however much longer. Like, I don't want to do it anymore. I said yes to the epidural. Once the anesthesiologist, once she came into the room, I did all the consent of me getting the epidural. As she was putting in the epidural, I just cried. Let me tell you, it hurt so much. I was like, whoa, it did not feel like a pinch. They ended up telling me, they were like, don't feel bad because looking at your contractions right now, what you normally should be feeling at your 2 dilation is what you would consider as 6 centimeters. Once I got the epidural, everything went downhill. This is gonna be such a hard video. About an hour in, everything that I was scared of happened. My body did not agree with the epidural. My blood pressure kept dropping and my oxygen levels kept dropping. Because those kept dropping, then my son's heart rate kept dropping. All I seen was my doctor sprint into the room with like 4 other nurses. They ended up putting an internal monitor inside on his head. For the rest of the night, I had a bunch of monitoring occur. They came in, I think, like every hour. Normally they would come in that every 4 hour, but because my blood pressure kept dropping and my oxygen level kept dropping, they had to come in and, you know, they had to check on me, and then finally they had to put the little oxygen nose thing on. By the time that it hit 7 in the morning, I only made it to 4 centimeters. She like felt where he was at, and then she felt his head. His head was already molding. When the nurse was doing the cervix check, she stressed him out. It dropped his heart rate to 40. A baby's heart rate is supposed to be between that 150 to 155. All the nurses rushed in. They looked at me and they said, "You need to get on your knees now." I don't know how I did it. I ended up on my knees. That's when my closest friend, she's like family, she and my husband were there for the entire labor duration. And I could have asked for anything better. My doctor, she comes over to me and she crouches down. It's looking as if we're going to have to do a C-section. And that's all I kept saying, is I don't want a C-section, I don't want that, I don't want it, like, no. My best friend, she put my mom on the phone. She was the person that I really needed in that moment. I was glad that my best friend called when she did. No one was calming me down. Once my mom came on the phone, they wheeled me into the operation room. I was very terrified. I'm like this on the table. When they were cutting, I didn't feel the entirety of the pain, but I felt a lot of it. I was so fentanyl up that I just kept going, ow, ow. And once they gave me the other dosage, I couldn't feel anything, but what I did feel was my nausea coming on. Let me tell you, that was the one thing that I was absolutely terrified for that to happen, is me laying on that table while my stomach is open and I throw up. I put my training to work. I am a professional non-vomiter now. The nausea went away. I was being roughed around in there. I thought I was a rag doll for a second. They said that you can't feel nothing. No, you still feel something. It's not the cutting, it's not the pain, but you feel the very uncomfortableness of like the tugging and the pulling and the yanking. All of a sudden, this lady comes into the operation room. She's like, she's not doing so good. I look up and I'm like, what do you mean? They look at me, the anesthesiologist, she's like, no, not you, another patient. I'm like, oh, okay. Are you sure? My husband, he was watching everything. He, you know, seen our son get pulled out. They pull him over the curtain. I just seen a beautiful baby. It felt very surreal. You know how like a lot of women, they start crying when the baby is like there and gets put on you? No. I was very disassociated, but once they put him on me, it was kind of just like everything went away. You know, immediately he stopped crying when he got put on me. And once I heard that, it was just so comforting. And his tiny little hand on my mouth. After they sewed me up, they put me back onto another gurney. They wheeled me over to a room that they kind of just like monitored you in, and putting us in a recovery room. And let me tell you, I think recovering from a C-section is the worst pain I have ever been put through, I wanted to just melt away. It was so painful. First walk they make you do, having to turn was so painful. I could not sleep like that whatsoever. Like, I had to sit up sleeping because I could not lay down. It took so much mental power to just convince myself, like, you can do it, you can do it. I stayed in the hospital for 6 days. Dietitian consultant come to the room every day, food every day. I felt like I was given the princess treatment. There was an RN. She was absolutely amazing, so compassionate, so patient, and gave me so much grace, and was also very catering. She made me feel so warm in a situation that I felt so cold in. He was an angel. It was so beautiful having my son. God always has a plan. I do know is that there was a blessing that came out of it. I ended up having an ovarian cyst that was able to get burned and gone. My husband, he was absolutely amazing in the entire situation. For weeks, he was so amazing during my recovery. It was a journey. It was an experience that I was also appreciative to have experienced. I am very blessed that I was able to have my son, and I am very grateful. The reason why I get so emotional is because I feel if I would have better prepared myself mentally prior on the months that I thought I was going to have a vaginal labor, if I would have just like did the research and educated myself on a C-section and, you know, coming up with a birth plan for a C-section just in case, I feel like that experience would have went 1,000 times differently. And I take it hard mainly just for the fact that I feel like I was robbed of an experience. I wasn't able to get a video of my son's first cry. I wasn't able to see my son do his routine. I wasn't able to see my husband cut our son's umbilical cord. I wasn't able to get a long skin to skin time. I wasn't able to see him come out. The recovery aspect was even harder, not because of the pain. I felt so helpless. Anytime my son cried, I couldn't immediately help him. I couldn't help my husband. I couldn't really help myself. Like, I just felt helpless, empty, sad. I felt like I was robbed. My imagined birth was not how it went. If you feel the same way, you're not alone. If you are a woman, you are a mother who had an expectation and a dream that you've dreamt of. Your whole life you may have wanted a baby, or even the year that you were growing this baby, and it was ripped away from you without you actually being able to fully healthily process the situation. But you are also too very strong for that. And for those out there who are expecting or is wanting a baby in the future, please don't let this video scare you. Don't let this be fear-mongering. Please allow the intention of this video to be of help. Have a game plan ready. Have your birth plan ready. Have an expectation in your mind of if a C-section did happen. Because we're not all protected from a C-section, okay? Make it known, like, you want to see your baby. You want that clear curtain so you can see your baby come up. You want that mirror in front of you so you can see your baby. If you want that to be a thing. If you want the routines done in front of you, ask them, hey, can you move the machine over towards me? I personally, because I was so drugged up and me and my husband did not prepare for the aspect of a C-section, I felt like I didn't have a voice because I didn't know what to voice. I couldn't remember what to voice. I couldn't even remember what I wanted, let alone that. So, you know, just having that set birth plan in place and doing your education, doing your research, knowing, okay, after the C-section happens, what can help me better comfortably. And you may feel helpless, but if you do have a partner, or you do have family who's there to help and support you, it makes the whole experience a million times differently. My husband's mom came for the first week, and she was awesome. She kept filling me up with food. And she was nurturing and kind. Just a very beautiful experience overall when it comes to the aspect of looking outside of what hurt me. That is my birth experience. If you guys have any questions, please comment down below, and I am more than happy to either make another video just answering all those questions, and I will try my best to reply to every single comment. Again, I wanted to start with this video first of coming back to my channel, as this was a really, really huge chapter of my life that was open. My content will be about fitness, lifestyle, all things mom if wanted. I will see you guys in my next video.